Good morning, Hornets, and welcome to your daily dose of Beach Grove Student News. I'm Mark.
And I'm John. Today we'll be taking a look at teachers' lives outside of school, calm classroom, and as always, sports.
But first, here's Garrett with your weekend weather forecast.
Thank you, Mark. This weekend, Hornets will be gloomy with a good chance of rain coming on Saturday and possibly going all the way down to 19 degrees. But today we will have a high of 45 and a low of 32 with no % chance of rain. If you plan on going outside tomorrow, make sure to bring an umbrella because there is a 90% chance of rain. Tomorrow also has a high of 57 and a low of 38. Sunday will be cloudy with a high of 42 and a low of 19 with only a 10% chance of rain. And coming back on Monday, make sure to bring a jacket because there is a high of 35 and a low of 22. That is all for this weekend's weather forecast. Back to you guys with the rest of the show.
There are choir performances tonight at Franklin Central High School. There will be two groups performing from Beach Grove, including the girls' choir, Ellen, and the small mixed choir, the Jubileers.
Alon performs at 8:30 tonight, and the Jubileers perform at 10:35. The cost of the entry will be $10. Be sure to go out and support your Beach Grove choirs. Despite popular belief, teachers actually do have lives outside of school. Erica Sussman interviewed numerous teachers on what they do from their day-to-day basis when they're away from the high school.
Good morning, Hornets. As you know, a teacher's job is to educate you and to prepare you for not only college, but for life itself. We always see teachers in their classrooms, the hallways, and maybe in the lunchroom. But have you ever seen a teacher outside of school? I interviewed multiple teachers here at BGHS and asked them about what they like to do when they aren't in the classroom.
So outside of school, when I'm not working with the program or doing something with FFA, typically we like to go camping quite a bit. I have also coached my girls basketball team as well as my son's basketball team.
When I'm not at school, I work in property management on the weekends, and I have done that for a little over 8 years now.
When I'm not at the classroom, I can be found usually at one of my 3 children's sporting events. I have an older son. My oldest son plays baseball for Franklin College. My middle son is a senior at Speedway, played soccer and is playing baseball. And my daughter, who's a freshman at Speedway, plays volleyball, basketball, and softball. So my evenings are always filled, and so are my weekends.
Alrighty, so some things I do after school. I work out every day after school. Me and my fiance do that every day. I also try to read about 15 hours a week, usually nonfiction books, history, self-help, spirituality, and business. I'm also a code.org facilitator, which means I teach other teachers how to teach computer science. Coach my daughter's softball team. I've been doing that for the past 3 years. I love that. That season's coming up, and she's starting soccer this spring, so that'll be interesting.
When I'm not in school, I like to travel. That is definitely my passion in life. I don't care about accumulating things, but I do like to have experiences. And I travel mostly to experience other cultures, to appreciate the things that I have, and also to gain knowledge about the way that other people do things.
Teachers do enjoy a variety of hobbies. While interviewing the teachers, I noticed that traveling seemed to be a favorite. Mrs. Baker's shirt under her pullover read, "Travel, noun, the only thing you buy that makes you richer." Although teachers do spend a majority of their time in the classroom, they do have hobbies that don't pertain to teaching. This has been Erica Sussman from BGSN. Have a wonderful weekend, Hornets.
Have you ever just needed a break in school and have no idea how to take it because you're in the middle of a lesson?
I sure have, but isn't there something in BG to help students who feel like that?
There sure is. Here's Lainey Wilson with more information on the calm classroom procedure.
Here in the Beach Grove community, our schools do an activity that no other school in the state does. It's called Calm Classroom, and some students may have already participated in it. I talked to Mrs. Megashire to ask why she enjoys using it in her classroom and why it is so important.
I enjoy doing this calm classroom technique and doing multiple techniques because I think that it gives students an outlet and it gives them an opportunity to debrief from one classroom to another. Our students are in multiple classes a day and they're all very different environments. And so I wasn't sure at the beginning how my students would react, and I think we've all developed our capacity in different ways. I still have a few students that choose to just take a moment to themselves and stay quiet as we're doing this exercise, but most of my students have really enjoyed this opportunity, and I think it's always neat to see how we can grow, we can build on our techniques and our classroom environments.
Studies have shown that Calm Classroom has decreased office referrals, suspensions, and has heightened standardized test scores. Do you enjoy doing Calm Classroom, students? This has been Lainey Wilson. Thank you for watching.
Hey Posse, do you ever wonder how teachers can handle teaching a class?
Yeah, well, Talia has more to show with Mr. Bullock on going in and on the classroom.
Good morning, Hornets. As you all may or may not know, Mr. Bullock teaches plenty of science classes. As I was walking past his class last week, I seen that he had 2 different groups of students working on 2 different projects. So I proceeded to ask him, Mr. Bullock, why are there 2 different groups of students working on 2 different things? He proceeds to tell me that he teaches 2 different classes at one time. As you can see in the first clip, I showed that students were doing a pig dissection, but in the second clip you can see people peeling apples, but this is for food science. They are doing preservation of different foods. So Hornets, make sure to always appreciate our teachers here at BGHS and continue to watch Beach Grove Student News every single day. I'm Talia Penner with BGSN.
Now let's toss it over to Malachi for sports.
Hello Hornets and welcome to sports. Tonight both boys JV and varsity basketball will play tonight when they face off for Whiteland. JV is looking to have a second undefeated season in a row as they are currently 19-0 and last year they went 21-0. They have currently won 40 straight games. The future looks to be in pretty good hands here at the high school. For varsity, they will have their senior night tonight. These seniors have worked hard for the past 4 years and have been a big part of the team this season. We wish them luck as it will be their last home game for them, and it will be the last home basketball game that BGSN will film. Be sure to tune in tonight if you're not able to attend the game. In NBA news, the All-Star break ended last night with a handful of teams playing. The Bucks won a close one with a score of 98-97 over the Celtics. Kyrie had 22 and Tatum had 17. Giannis Antetokounmpo had a double-double with 30 points and 15 rebounds, shooting a solid 11 and 19. The Bucks are first in the East right now. In the West, the Warriors hosted the Kings last night in another close game, winning 125-123. Fox had 18 and Barkley had 28, while KD had 28 and Curry had 36. They are still first in the West. The Rockets and Lakers also played last night. Chris Paul had 22 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 assists. Harden added 30 once more as he's still fighting for the first ever back-to-back MVP season. LeBron had 29 and Brandon Ingram had 27 to give them a 111-106 win. The Pacers will be back in action tonight after their long break when they host the New Orleans Pelicans. Anthony Davis had an injured shoulder and wants to be traded away, so to surprise, he's still playing in this game. The game starts at 7 o'clock and the Pacers are 38-20. Also in NBA news, Adam Silver has decided to submit a request to the NBA Players Association to change the age in which a player can enter the NBA draft. The age could possibly change from 19 to 18, and the change would occur in 2022. This would end the one-and-done rule, and many players would go into the NBA straight out of high school, like stars Kobe Bryant and LeBron James did. Spring training for MLB has started, and one of the biggest free agents finally signed. Manny Machado signed to the San Diego Padres for a 10-year, $300 million contract with a 5-year opt-out. This is one of the biggest free agent contracts in North American sports history. Some have criticized the moves as they don't believe the Padres will have enough cap space to add more good players. But only time will tell if this works out for San Diego. The spring training game was canceled yesterday, but today the Rays and Phillies will play in Port Charlotte, Florida. Bryce Harper has still not signed anywhere yet, but many believe that he will announce where he was going very soon. So if you're a baseball fan, be sure to pay attention to the news. That's all for sports. Back to you guys.
That's all for your daily dose of BGSN 10.
Teachers, don't forget to hit that bell icon and subscribe button to get notified every time we go live.
Also, don't forget to follow us on all social media at BG Student News to keep update on current events. I'm John.
And I'm Mark. Have a fantastic Friday and a wonderful weekend, Hornets. Also, happy birthday to our very own Antoine McDaniels.